Okay, today I want to make a video on. It's going to be a follow up to that prophecy I found online. I found a prophecy and I talked. It was a short prophecy, but he said a lot in it. And I liked what he said, certain things that kind of explained, like the gospel being preached in the tribulation period, how more people will hear the gospel and it'll be more people will hear it than ever before, even in the church era. And when studying the end times, I found that how that could be true, because the Bible teaches us that even the angels will be preaching the gospel. There will be a lot of Christians that are left behind because they weren't born again. Talked about the oil and the lamps. He mentioned oil and the lamps in his prophecy, that parable of the rapture of the church, Jesus being the bridegroom coming back for his bride, the church, and the 10 virgins represented the church, and the oil and the lamps. The wise had oil in the lamps, and the fools did not have oil in the lamps. And they missed the rapture. The 5 with oil were raptured out. The oil represents the Holy Spirit. I talked about those things, but there was a couple things in his prophecies that I didn't hit on a lot about. He talked about God showing us signs in the skies. And also he talked about the 10 plagues of Egypt. Well, this week we seen some amazing lights in the United States, and we also, well, at least I have learned that there's been some crazy things going on in China. China, of course, is a nation that has really ramped up its persecution of Christians, and they've even altered the Bible. They're really attacking the Christians in their country, imprisoning a lot of them if they don't comply with their regulations on what the preacher can preach. I think they've even arrested people. They're not even allowed to take up an offering, not even allowed to pay your tithes to the church. That is definitely very, very restrictive on what a Christian can do. I mean, how do you can't even support the pastor then? You can't even. It's very evil. And they are starting to reap the rewards. God's starting, I believe, to punish them for their wicked doings and how they're dealing with the church. So there's amazing things going on in China, and it has to do with those 10 plagues of Egypt from what I'm seeing, and also what the guy said in the prophecy about things in the skies, that God is showing us things in the skies. And we got to experience that here in the United States with the Northern Lights. So I want to look at some Bible verses, and then I want to look at that prophecy that I found. We'll watch that again. It's very short. And you can see where he talks about the plagues of Egypt and the signs that God is giving us in the skies that he says that nobody's talking about. And we got some this week with the Northern Lights. And we'll look at some pictures of those solar storms, the pictures of the Northern Lights here in the United States. But I'm going to get a couple Bible verses. Not going to do a whole lot of Bible. Usually my videos are pretty much 100% Bible, but we're going to just look at a couple verses. I want to look at the creation week where God says he's going to put lights in the skies for signs. So is God showing us signs in the skies that the end is here and the rapture is near? Which I know it is. But in the 4th day, God puts... We're going to read verses 14 through 19. 4th day of creation. And God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from the night. Let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of heaven to give light upon the earth." And it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. And God set them in the firmament of heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good, and the evening and the morning were the fourth day. I wanted to show you that. Just remember, so we remember that those stars in the heavens, God uses them for signs. Remember when Jesus was born, you had the Star of Bethlehem. Now I want to go to Exodus. I just want to show you these things in the Bible because it goes along with this guy's prophecy and these couple videos I'm going to show you today. Especially the one in China. So if we go to Exodus and I want to read verses 13 and 14. Exodus chapter 9. And the Lord said unto Moses, Rise up early in the morning and stand before Pharaoh, and say unto him, Thus saith the Lord God of the Hebrews, Let my people go, that they may serve me. For I will at this time send my plagues upon thine heart, and upon thy servants, and upon thy people, that thou mayest know that there is none like me in all the earth. Plagues are also for signs, to show that there's nobody like God. When he does these plagues, you think of the plagues of Egypt, the locusts and the frogs and the water to blood and all those, the hail that he brought down. These were all signs. If we go to Isaiah 46, read verses 9 and 10. Remember the former things of old, for I am God and there is none else. I am God and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning, and from the ancient times those things that are not yet done, saying, My counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. Declaring the end from the beginning. There's none like God. I will do all my pleasure. In the beginning of the nation of Israel, God did the plagues and the great wonders, the parting of the Red Sea, and He did a lot of amazing things. Parting of the Red Sea was probably one of the most amazing. But so we're going to start seeing amazing things. And when you think of the 10 plagues, that you think, are we seeing them now? Let's take a look at that, watch that prophecy again. It's only, maybe, I think it's 3 minutes or less. And I want to look at this. We'll watch it again. And listen for what he says about signs in the skies and the plagues of Egypt. His video, and I was pretty amazed at some of the things he said. He gives a prophecy about what's going to happen soon. And I thought there's enough there that definitely make this video. And what we're going to do is watch the video first of the prophecy, and then I will break down what he says, and we'll go over everything he says, and then maybe watch the video again. I'm not sure. But so here goes the video. Make sure you listen because it's very short, and he says a lot in a short time. But if you miss it, don't worry. I'm going to go back over it, and we'll break it down. So let's listen to this Bible prophecy first. Here we go.
What's this?
So I was supposed to go to bed just now, and I just got done praying for some individuals, and as I was praying, the Lord told me to grab a notepad or paper and a pencil and start writing. This is the most descriptive writing I've ever had to do. I've given messages before, but not to this extent. So please listen. It says, "My bride, I know you have been patiently waiting on my arrival. Your time here on earth is coming to an end. Soon we will be joined before the Father, whose name is above all names. El Shaddai, the one who has been performing miracles and signs in the night skies that no one seems to pay attention to. The one who sends the prophets and the servants to give a message of repentance and destruction that no one seems to pay attention to. Oh, woe to you who do not pay attention. Oh, woe to you who doesn't have their lamps ready. There is such ignorance among the church, you fighting and refuting each other about dates and times. Can't you tell when the sun is going down? Can't you smell the rain before it comes? Can't you see all the signs that are in front of you? What more do you want from me? Nothing is ever good enough. Soon, my bride, there will be no more mockery towards you. As my Father, who rescued the Israelites from oppression and slavery from the Egyptians and performed many miracles before their own eyes, soon you too will see the same wonders of the Father, who sends me as proof to the world that there is a God, the one true God. My bride, you will suffer just a little bit more, so just prepare. But know again that I am coming. There will be speculation worldwide when my bride is taken from earth, that it was from another source other than me. Those who are left behind will know this is not to be true, and many will lose faith for being left behind, but many will also rise from isolation and begin to spread the one truth. More than before, the whole world at this time will hear the gospel, the true living word of my Father, who I sit down at his right hand. Destruction is coming. Many fools will believe that peace has begun, because the veil has been tightly pulled over their eyes by the evil one. And so it begins. Have your lamps ready.
Wow, watch.
Okay. So you see there, he says, the signs, the many signs that are in front of you. And he mentioned that God is showing us signs currently, and we're missing them. I found this in China. The problem with China is a communist country. It's very regulated. Everything is run by the government. Every business is run by the government. The media is run by the government. So they heavily censor everything. And they try to put on a fake, phony facade of everything going well. Everything is fine. Everything. They hide all the catastrophes and shortcomings, or the economy, bad news. Any bad news that looks bad on them, they suppress it. So these videos are made from people posting online who live in China on platforms. And this video here was posted a month ago. It's a YouTube channel called China Spotlight. I've found multiple people posting videos about China, and I just thought that this one was the best. There's got to be some stuff. If the first part of this video, they're going to show you what's going on in the skies, what the signs in the skies, and then they're going to go over the plagues, like the plagues of Egypt, the plagues of insects. And then we'll stop watching it there. It's only, I don't know, it's probably going to be about like 5 minutes. And I just want to set it up for you that the Chinese government hasn't reported on these things. They act like they just ignore them. They suppress them. But anyway, there's enough videos out there on this that I think it is legit. So this is why I'm posting it. And it fits well with what that prophecy about the 10 plagues of Egypt. Soon you will see wonders like the 10 plagues of Egypt. And I think he even said the same plagues. So, has this already happened? The problem is I don't even know when that prophecy, exactly when it was. And this here, like I said, this was posted about a month ago. But anyway, I think it's very compelling and very interesting when you think about that prophecy. Here we go. So let's watch this video about China. What's going on?
And a series of violent incidents have been escalating across China, accompanied by strange and frightening celestial phenomena happening across the country. As one netizen summarized, in recent years, giant hail in Beijing, a skull cloud over Liaoning, swarms of birds in Sichuan, a plague of frogs in Tianjin, a massive outbreak of whiteflies in Henan, an army of crabs coming ashore in Yantai, a locust plague in Hunan, snakes climbing trees in Guangdong, a mass migration of ants in Jiangsu. What on earth is going on with all these strange phenomena? Let's first look at a series of clips. On June 12, 2025, a video was posted showing multiple people looking to the sky, filming a strange, long object moving within the clouds. They could be heard saying, "A flying dragon in the sky, did you all see it?" The event was widely discussed as a suspected sighting of a dragon. Also in June, a young woman filmed a bizarre sunset where the sky suddenly changed color and shapes resembling strange creatures appeared in the clouds. She asked,
"Look what I captured! Suddenly the sky changed color and this magical sky appeared."
The skies over the capital have been just as active. On the evening of July 5th, a huge circular object that rotates on its own was filmed over Shijingshan, Beijing. Then, on September 29th, at 6:32 p.m., a golden, triangular-shaped object left a bright yellow-orange trail over Changping, Beijing, and was also seen in Hebei. The official explanation from the Beijing Meteorological Bureau was a rocket cloud, but the caption on another video captured the public's awe. An unidentified flying object appeared over Beijing and Hebei, accompanied by 7 colored auspicious clouds. Shanghai has experienced a wave of similar sightings. On September 17th, a netizen in the Putuo district filmed an object floating and spinning in the night sky. To prove the footage was real, he intentionally zoomed in and out, exclaiming, "Holy what is this? It doesn't look like a drone." In another clip posted on September 20th, a woman captured a similar object, asking,
"Oh my god! Is this real or fake? What kind of phenomenon is this?"
At the same time, a vlogger filmed it from a high-altitude apartment. "What is this, Shanghai? Look around. It's at least 1 kilometer high." 2 days later, on September 22nd, at 7 p.m., a spectacle of what looked like neon lights at an estimated altitude of 3,000 meters appeared. The netizen who posted the video wrote, "I saw white lights running around in the clouds. What is this?" The skies have been filled with falling fire. On August 23rd, a giant meteor was seen falling over Wuhan, with a witness saying, "It fell very fast." Other fireballs were reported over Shandong and Jiangsu on May 30th. On the ground, strange migrations have been reported nationwide. In Sichuan, swarms of birds had been seen circling the sky in early September. On September 27th, the skies over Ulaanbaatar, Inner Mongolia, were filled with a massive flock of crows, obscuring the sun. The person filming said, so many, so big, so scary. Their calls are also very, very scary. People don't dare to walk, because they also excrete while flying." On September 10th, 2025, in Tianjin, countless frogs swarmed onto the roads, directly obstructing traffic. On the same day, in Yantai, crabs have collectively crawled ashore in doves like an army marching. A few days later, on September 12th, in Guangdong, a large number of snakes have been seen scurrying everywhere and hanging from trees. In Jiangsu, ants have been seen migrating in long lines. In a river in Tanghai, Hubei, thousands of fish were packed so tightly they thrashed desperately, as if suffocating. Is a natural disaster like an earthquake or tsunami about to happen? On July 4th, 2025, It was reported that a massive swarm of locusts had suddenly descended upon a region in Inner Mongolia. A witness described the scene as so densely packed, it gives you goosebumps. The local government later confirmed the outbreak, stating, "Locusts have indeed appeared." On September 23rd, large swarms of flying insects were observed in Arksun National Forest Park in Inner Mongolia. The next day, a user in Majuli filmed an even more intense scene. He wrote, "The most shocking thing for me in Inner Mongolia wasn't the beautiful autumn, but the apocalyptic swarm of insects in Manjuli, like something out of a movie. In Henan, there has been a massive outbreak of whiteflies, with the small insects flying everywhere like snowflakes. In another part of Henan, an even more unsettling swarm of large, grub-like insects covered trees from the ground to the treetops, devouring every leaf." A netizen said,
There were so many bugs that it looked like they came straight from hell.
"In Hunan, the sky has been filled with locusts, creating a plague that has left the land barren." Another unsettling swarm was reported on September 8, 2025, this time in the city of Changde, Hunan. On June 1st, 2025, at Dianchi Lake in Yunnan, hundreds of fish began simultaneously thrashing and leaping from the water. A terrified tourist exclaimed, "I'm so scared!" while a local fisherman in his 50s confirmed, "I've never seen it."
Okay. These next ones aren't that good, so I'm going to stop the video there. And as you can see, I mean, those are amazing. I couldn't believe when I seen that. Did you notice they're all about a month ago, little over a month ago now, maybe a month and a week or 2 weeks. Most of those plagues all happened in September. That is amazing what is happening in China. And if you think about Egypt and Pharaoh, Pharaoh was persecuting God's people at the time where the nation of Israel, and he was persecuting them. They were slaves. They were treated horribly. And the Christians in China are facing the same. I mean, they're being suppressed. They're being thrown in prison. It's hard to say how bad it actually really is. We just know it's bad for Christians in China. The persecution of God's people again. And now what do you see? You see the 10 plagues. You see, well, not the 10 plagues, but you see some of the plagues, and some different from what Egypt suffered. But that prophecy, he said you will see the same plagues, which is interesting because we did see a plague of locusts, a plague of frogs. There also was white flies. I don't know. You think of the plague of lice on Egypt. I'm not sure if that's but I thought that this was amazing. And then the northern lights in the United States. I got some pictures here. I found some pictures of the northern lights that happened this week. In the middle of the week, I think it was the Wednesday and Thursday night. Some of these pictures are just like this one here with just spectacular, amazing. Look at that one. This man sitting by looks like a lake. Just wow. This one here over the city. It was breathtaking. I mean, I missed it. I didn't know they were going to happen. And then the second night, I'm here in Aurora, Colorado. It was too cloudy. We didn't see them. We never see northern lights in Colorado. I've lived here my whole life. I'm native. I lived about 5-6 years in Tennessee, but besides that, I've lived in Colorado, and I'm 55 years old. I don't remember ever seeing stuff like this. God is giving us amazing things to behold in the skies. I don't believe it's a coincidence. I think that guy's prophecy, is there. It's right. It seems to be accurate. And boy, we're getting close. I wanted to look at these last verses in Revelation these last verses. I want to close this video with these verses about the two witnesses. Remember, the two witnesses are Elijah and Moses. And Moses, what? He was the one God used. God worked through Moses for the miracles that he did in Egypt and the 10 plagues and the parting of the Red Sea and all that. And Moses is going to come back with Elijah, and they're going to do the miracles. You're going to see the miracles of what happened in Egypt. Watch. I want to read verses 3 through 7. And said unto him, wait a minute, let's see where I'm at. Nah, that's wrong. I gotta get to the right book. Revelation chapter 11. Here we go. And I will give power unto my two witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. Stop right there. That's 3.5 years, by the way. Two witnesses are going to come back, and they're going to witness for 2 or 3.5 years, half of the tribulation period. And then halfway through, the beast comes in and kills them, as you'll see. And that beast reigns for 42 months, 3.5 years. 7-year tribulation period, right there. People say, no evidence for a 7-year tribulation period. Right there. It writes right here in this scripture. Keep reading. Verse 4. These are the 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks standing before the God of the earth. And if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth to devour their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. These have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, and have power over the waters to turn them to blood, and to smite the earth with all plagues, as often as they will. And when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascendeth out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them, and shall overcome them and kill them. So, these two witnesses, if you study Elijah, he I think it was King Ahab, where he prophesied to King Ahab that it will not rain for 3.5 years or 3 years or something like that. And then he had miracles with fire. He had a lot to do with fire. So when he says, if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth to devour their enemies, that part is like Elijah in the Old Testament. They have power to shut heaven that it rain not for days. Again, that is Elijah. And have power over waters to turn them to blood. These are the plagues of Egypt. This is Moses. And to smite the earth with all plagues as often as they will. So they'll definitely see in the tribulation period the plagues of Egypt. Okay, that's my video, guys. I thought it was a pretty amazing week with the Northern Lights. That got me going, and then I found the videos on China and the plagues of Egypt, and I thought, wow, got to make a video. This is amazing. This stuff is getting real. It is getting serious, but if you're a born-again Christian, it is exciting because we can just feel we're going home soon. See you on the next one.